So, let's see here. It's been a while since I did any kind of videos. I don't know what YouTube has to say, but it's been a while. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. Today I'm going to show you what I got from, is it Vevor? V-E-V-O-R? V-E-V-O-R. I'll put it up on the screen here. Let me see when I ordered this. Let's go back here to the old inbox. We have received your payment. So I ordered these particular items Monday. Was it Monday? April 1st. So April Fools. My daughter was coming out of the house. But in any case, yeah, I ordered on April 1st, and today is April 5th. It came UPS, and I'm sure you all know that UPS, FedEx, it doesn't really matter. I hope none of you work for UPS or FedEx, but Amazon drivers, their packages get here. Might not be prime the next day, but it is prime condition, right? UPS, FedEx, it looks like you guys kicked it to the plane, drug it behind the plane, kicked it onto the truck, and then threw it out of the truck at my house. Needless to say, most of the packages I get are damaged. A lot have been damaged beyond delivery, and either way, back to the video. I ordered pallet forks for my tractor. I have my Mahindra tractor here, Mahindra HST EMAX 22S. Okay, it's one of the smaller tractors in their lineup. I got this 2018. It's got about 300 hours on it right now. I did a couple major maintenance PMs on it, changed some filters, different things like that. All right, like I was saying, I ordered some pallet forks from Vevor. They were Vevor pallet forks. I'll put this on the screen here. You'll see the description. Vevor pallet forks, 1,500 pounds, clamp pallet forks, 43 inches in total length for your tractor, and they were a whopping $68.99. That's what I got them for, $68.99. What do you expect for $68.99? I don't know. They were one of the cheaper pairs that were listed on there. Now they have several pairs to choose from. Go on there and check it out. But we're going to see what they look like here as we unbox them, and see what you get for $68.99. Yep. All right, let's open this box up here. Oh, look, UPS, you did it again. You already had the box partially open. How can I ever thank you? I'll take it the rest of the way. All right. So this box, I mean, when you get pallet forks, you're getting a box that's 44 inches long, and it's going to be about 1 foot wide and maybe 4 inches tall. So it's just the size of a couple pallet forks. Let's see here. Duct tape. That's tape. Nope, it's not tape. It's a staple. UPS couldn't get down. All right, so there they are. So, first impression, well, we got a receipt in here. It's pretty much just a piece of cardboard in there, cardboard in there. Got this shrink wrap. Got that one. All right, let's roll the bucket up on this so we can think about putting these on. Let the glow plugs warm up. It's another wonderful day in Pennsylvania here. I think it's 33 degrees in April. So again, we got our box here. They're both packaged in there. I want to say, what was the weight? They had the weight listed as 39 pounds. So subtract the box, a pound maybe. So these things come in at about 38 pounds for the pair. You see here that it's pretty simple. All right, got the fork. It's got the tapered profile at the end. It is hollow. You know, if it was a solid piece of bar, I would never be winging it around like this. So we have this screw, right? It goes in between the bucket and this upper section. We've got a couple slots here for chains. Don't know if you can see that. Put the chain in there and then the link comes up and locks in there. You also have another one on the bottom. So you could, in theory, put this on your bucket, slide it on there, and then wrap the chain from here all the way around to here. Kind of a safety, wouldn't let it come off. Or perhaps you maybe want to put a section of chain here and then a chain binder to the back. That would give it a little bit more purchase power on that bucket. So it is that simple, right? Just loosen up that jack screw, slide it into where the gauge is the bucket, right? We can do the same with the other one. And here we have the sticker on the back. You can make that out. Vevor, V-E-V-O-R. They sell all kinds of things from fryers for food to diesel heaters to agricultural equipment to welding supplies. Check it out, vevor.com, and they get a lot of things. Slide that on, right? Let me get this. Alright, now that we have these forks on, you can slide anywhere along the width of your bucket. Now, obviously, you're going to be limited by the overall width of your bucket. My bucket is about 50, that's 50 inches wide. So in order to pick up a pallet, which is typically 4 foot wide, you're going to have to set these in to make them 48 inches, probably outside to outside on a 4 foot pallet. For what I'm going to do with it, I'm just going to kind of take my tape measure, use it as a shim, put it against the bucket. That's going to hold my dimension. And then you take your jack screw and you tighten it up. Tighten that up. Alright. Now, I've got a little bit of smoke on that. It seems pretty sturdy. Will it loosen up over time? Probably. And I think that's probably where the chain over the top with a binder, or even just a binder, maybe a binder hook if you had a small 5/16 binder, would fit inside here, and you could cam it over. You wouldn't want to put too much on this because this, again, is that's 1/8 inch tubing. 1/8 inch tubing, but again, $68.99 online, delivered with free shipping. Okay, so I paid some tax on it because Pennsylvania, like so many other states, likes to tax you on your purchases and then everything else in your life. So we got to pay on this stem, right? So I'm gonna let this rest on the bottom. Run our jack screws in. Get this all up in here. Now, what I'm gonna go get is some anti-seize, because I think that I should put some anti-seize on this screw. It's going to be a little bit messy when you take it off, put it on. Probably want to put gloves on so you don't have silver all over you and you look like the Tin Man. But I'm going to put some anti-seize on these threads. That will help it stay loose enough that I can get it off without relative to... Well, all I could find was some spray-on nickel anti-seize. If I spray that onto the threads, I'm going to have it everywhere. I mean, this is good for big areas. It's not very precise, and if you care about anything around the object you want to spray, it's going to get everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use an old paintbrush, take my nickel anti-seize, spray a little bit on my cardboard that Vevor supplied to me. See, we got a little pile over there, and then I can loosen these screws up. Oh, see, it's already getting a little bit tricky here. If you have fasteners that are lesser quality, right? They might have come from some far off distant land by people that maybe don't have a lot of pride in their work, or they just don't have good material to work with. The tolerances can be a little bit off, right? The quality can be a little bit off. The threads can be a little bit rough. Any number of things can be a factor. Well, when you have factors like that, and you go to tighten something up, it can get pretty sticky pretty fast. So I put that anti-seize on there. Already we're running better. Get right on there with one finger. Tighten it up. Now, that's about all I can tighten it with by hand. I think if you wanted to, you could probably get a little bit more smoke on it by putting something on there, maybe a wrench, a small piece of pipe, anything like that. But for now, I'm just going to tighten it by hand. And in the words of Bob Ross, we're going to dip into our paint here, right? And make a happy little tree right here. Happy little tree on my elk thread. Maybe I need a little bit more Tin Man Silver. Dip into my Tin Man Silver. Come back in here. Maybe make a little bush right over here. Bob Ross, he was the best, wasn't he? Anyway, kind of dating myself. Could sit and watch him for hours. Get rid of my, look at that. Anti-seize makes all the difference. Doesn't matter if you use the nickel or the copper. Either one, whatever you can find. But it's better than dry. Dry is your enemy when it comes to fasteners. Okay, so there you go. Now, like I said, anti-seize tends to get everywhere. I sprayed that box and it bounced off the box and it got on my brand new Vevor forks. Here I missed it with the old paintbrush. Got some on there. And again, you're gonna look like the Tin Man if you get that stuff everywhere. You wonder, where did all this silver come from? So, that is the Vevor fork attachments for your small tractor. I guess you could put it on whatever size tractor you wanted to. The only thing you're going to be limited by is your cutting blade here, right? The thickness of your cutting blade is going to be your limiting factor. Now, if you have an angle grinder, you can make this V any size you wanted to, and you could fit something that was pretty tall, right? But I think it's just fine. Underneath, just rests underneath. A little piece of square stock goes up against the bottom of the bucket. All right, so I went in the other part of the garage and I found some chain. All right, it is 5/16 chain. It's nothing special, and I ran it down through this ear on the top, up over my bucket, down through, and I have, or I made actually, a skid steer attachment plate. You can get these attachment plates online. You can get the whole assembly here where it's a quick release style to fit skid steer attachments. So I put that on the front of my Mahindra. It didn't come with that, but I wanted it as an option, so I put it on there. Welded it to my bucket, cut the old ears off. These were directly attached to my bucket at one point. I took those off and welded them to the skid steer plate, and it worked pretty good. But I'm going to run it down through that hole. So I'm up over the top and down through the hole, and then I'm going to run it in the back side. Right, we're going to go right in the back, pull it through here, and then just let it slide down. Now obviously if you get that in there too tightly, you're not going to get it apart. But that's going to be a good safety for not losing your fork in a pile of brush. If the screw happens to come loose and you're not paying attention, that's going to be a good safety for that. So what I'm going to do is take my paint stick. Now that I have a length, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mark it one link past. I'm going to cut this link that I've marked. That'll leave me one link past to go through my fork. Okay, now all I have to do is get it out so I can pull my slack up this way over the top. Let it come down out of this hole, and that's all it takes to get it out. Pull that out that way. Now I can cut my chain where I marked it, pull them together, make them equal lengths, and cut the other one the same length, and then use it on the other side. Remember to put your protective eyewear on. Some readers from Walgreens. I know they're not ANSI 287, blah, 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 but we'll be okay. If I get something in my eye, you'll be the first ones to know about it. How's that? You can follow me to the ER. Okay, these Milwaukee cordless grinders aren't bad. This guy's just a little guy. It's a 4-inch, yeah, 4.5-inch cut-off grinder. If you don't hog on it, the battery lasts a pretty long time. If you really get after it and you really push hard with the grinding disc, it wears out pretty quickly. But like everything else, if you use it how it's meant to be used, then it'll be nice to you if you be nice to it. We got our 2 pieces of chain here. This is the one I want to keep. This is the one that's too long. So let's just throw this out along the floor. Let's see, pull it back even. Lay these out. And who knows, these chains could work well, or I could lose one the first time I go use it, and I go, hey, you know what, that chain didn't work at all. So I'm going to mark this, got another mark on another link. Like I said, if you don't have any chain, you could use any number of things. You might be able to use a ratchet strap, hook here up to the top, and that ratchet strap would help keep it in place. You might be able to do that. But again, I marked my chain where I'm going to cut it. It only takes a few seconds to cut through this thing. Now, like I was saying, maybe you don't want to use the chain, right? You don't want to use that chain. You just want to secure it on top. Now, this isn't a ratchet strap, but you all have seen ratchet straps before. This is one where you just pull and it bites in at this buckle. So if you put the hook down inside again, turn it, it'll actually fit right up in that slot. And then just pull down on this, right? Now that's pretty tight. If you wanted to make a couple of these that were custom just for your forks, you could obviously cut this off, take a lighter, you heat up these straps, and it keeps the ends from running loose and turning into a million little fibers. But that's also another option. You don't even have any problem here with this strap rubbing on the box tubing. It's all totally away from there. You could hook this on the back of your bucket. There we go. There's another option. Okay, so what do I think? Like I said, I think for $68, you'd be hard pressed to go and buy the box tubing, 1/8-inch box tubing, the jack screws, the pads, everything you get here. And of course, how much is your time worth? How much time do you want to spend making this? How much time do you want to spend making something up from nothing? If you had one of these as a pattern, sure. Now you can cut it out. You can cut the plate on the side, make the patterns, knock out 3 or 4 pairs of them, sell them to your buddies for $100 a pair, whatever you wanted to do. But again, how much is your time worth? I ordered these on the 1st of April, April Fool's, and it came today to my door. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to fire up a grinder, didn't have to fire up a welder, didn't have to go buy a welder, didn't have to go buy box tubing, didn't have to wonder how to make these do any of it. $68.99 with free shipping. We'll see how they work in the next video. That will probably be tomorrow or Sunday over at my other property. In any case, what do I think so far? I think for the $68.99, I'm going to give them a shot. They seem solidly built for what they are. They say they're 1,500 pound capacity. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. Look for my next video where I test these guys out on some brush piles and some other things, whatever I can find to dig around in. For now, I'm going to leave you with a few words from the New Testament. It's going to be Psalm 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All those who practice it have good understanding. His praise endures forever. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It's so true. Anything we don't know how to do in life, anything we don't know about, right? I wasn't sure about buying these forks. I wasn't sure about, do I make them? How do I do things? Everything we do in life has questions. Everything has us wondering, what's the next step? Where does our wisdom come from? It comes from the Lord, and through him all things are possible. So if you trust in the Lord, and like Psalm 111 says, fear the Lord. If you fear the Lord and know that he is there for you, and he watches over you, and he is there to judge you in the end, your wisdom will come. And you'll be the wisest person around until you share the love of the Lord with other people. Then they can become wise also, as wise as you. So in that, please have a great day. Be safe. God bless you all, and I'll see you again.